Disrespecting the game. Disgrace to hip hop. Snitching rat ass niggas. Straight up march, cuz. How you gon' counsel yay but won't counsel a rat, bitch? Y'all niggas softer than a motherfucking pillow, y'all ain't lick. These rats screaming on these platforms like they ain't hiding. They talking aggressive on the mic like they really sliding. You rapping niggas jokes, I swear to God, them niggas faking. They get the acting fruity on TV, I change the station. And they gon' break fast, get to telling everything they know about a nigga's past. The money coming, but these niggas working with the feds. They won't stop capping till them niggas shoot them in they dread. Spin in they songs, all they do is spin. Ain't no documentation to back up what the niggas saying. Rapping rats, I don't respect that. No, we cannot stream your music, bitch, nigga, where the Drake at? Rapping ass up in the club, cause that shit sucks. Yeah, it's my new song and shit. Called Rapping Rats, cause I don't respect rats. You know what I'm saying? I know everything about a rat, cause I done got snitched on plenty of times. When that paperwork dropped, ain't no motherfucking fighting that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody be like, man, look, talk about that nigga BG. You know what I'm saying? That nigga a snitch. That nigga told on this, that nigga told on that. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck do y'all niggas really he snitched on some shit when y'all ain't even reading the paperwork right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to understand what y'all reading before y'all get to talking about a nigga a snitch, a nigga a rat. Cause it ain't no taking that shit back once you put that shit on a nigga name. You feel what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I hate rats. I would never see a rat. I would never snitch on a nigga under no circumstances. I don't do the codependent thing. You know what I'm saying? When I slide through, I handle that shit solo dolo. But, real spit, only thing that I can say is I don't know the nigga. I can't motherfucking speak on another nigga's business. Because that ain't what we do. You feel what I'm saying? We don't speak on other niggas' businesses and shit. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to rats definitely need to get exposed. Cause I'm anti-rat, I'm anti-popo, I'm anti all that fake ass bitch shit. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, two things for certain. When you go to school and you get your GED, or you get your diploma or take some type of test or something to get a motherfucking degree or something, you gotta understand what you're reading. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers don't even know the law. That's why they keep on paying these lawyers and shit to get them out of trouble and shit and put their life in their hands. You know what I'm saying? Because they is ignorant to the law. They don't understand that shit. That's why there's so many innocent motherfuckers locked up in the penitentiary right now. Because the way they type up the paperwork and the way they speak and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? It'll treat a motherfucker that ain't really experienced in that field. You feel what I'm saying? All I want to say in this situation is, just like school, when you take a reading test, you gotta understand what you're reading in order to pass the test. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers ain't lived the street life. A lot of motherfuckers ain't went into that motherfucking detective office and got interrogated or none of that shit. They don't know how the detectives type up shit in their own language though. You know what I'm saying? So when a motherfucker say he would testify to this, he would testify to that, that's police talk. That's how the detectives write up their motherfucking reports. That's their words. That's not the person's words that was being interviewed or being interrogated or none of that shit. Y'all motherfuckers need to understand that the police, the detectives, when they investigate or whatever the fuck, they write their own reports in their own language. And most of the time, they fabricate that shit. They fabricate a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Detectives is not the court. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna motherfucking write down whatever the fuck they need to write down and make it seem like whatever the fuck they need to make it seem like in order to get a motherfucking charge with the shit. And then you gotta fight the prosecutor. It's like steps to the shit. It's like levels to the shit. You know what I'm saying? So before you motherfucking go and put some shit on a motherfucking name, talking about they're a snitch, they're a rat, and all that type of shit, you gotta read that shit thoroughly, dissect that shit, and then have an open mind to the process. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the police, the detectives, all that shit, they make up shit the way they want it to be seen, because they not on our side. And every real street nigga, they know that shit. You know what I'm saying? To the naked eye, they don't. You know what I'm saying? And right now, it seems like in the music industry, everybody be trying to smear a motherfucker's name in order to cancel them and put dirt on their name and all that type of shit. Just because your name show up in a detective report or whatever the fuck, don't mean that you really said that shit though. You know what I'm saying? Because they be lying. You know what I'm saying? They'll make us some shit to make it seem like you said some shit that you didn't say. So that's where the motherfucking suppression hearing come in now. Because when you want to suppress certain evidence and identification and all that type of shit, you're gonna have to have a court hearing for that. And then that motherfucking officer or detective or whatever, they gotta come to court and then they gotta testify to what they wrote. And if they get caught up in a lie, then their job is in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Like, them motherfuckers can get fired for that shit, and then they wanna have a motherfucking career of being a pig and all that crime fighting shit. You know what I'm saying? So before y'all call a motherfucker a snitch and shit, make sure y'all read that paperwork thoroughly about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times before you make a decision and put that shit out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I done got snitched on. I've been in prison 6 times. I got snitched on 6 times. You know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers actually made statements. They got their signatures and they circled motherfucking crime. I mean, they circled motherfucking, what's that shit called? The lineup and shit. When it's like 6, that's a 6-pack of lineups. You know what I'm saying? When they got you in that motherfucking room, they be like, man, do you see the motherfucker that did this? And sometimes they don't even allow you to circle shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll circle that shit and put their own motherfucking initials on that shit. Or they put your initials on that shit. When they want to motherfucking fabricate their report. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta watch out for all these tactics that the prosecution team be running. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking detectives be running. Because the system is not on a criminal side. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna do whatever the fuck they need to do in order to make it look like you did some shit or you said some shit or whatever. Now, when you go to motherfucking, if you gotta testify for real, and you motherfucking go get on that motherfucking stand and you point a motherfucker out and say, and they ask you this question, because I done been in court a lot of times. They say, man, do you see the motherfucker that did this to you? You know what I'm saying? And this, and the third. In court, if they point at you and say, yeah, he in the county jail blues or whatever, that's him over there. And he did this. His name is this, and that. And all that type of shit. That's gonna be documented with the stenographer. The stenographer is the motherfucker that be in the courtroom and typing up all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is gonna be on record. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, man, this is a fucking fact though. If a motherfucker is a snitch, that means that he told the prosecution team something that can get you convicted and he testified to that shit. And he followed through with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I done got snitched on a lot of times. I done been in court, got identified 6 different times. by dozens and dozens of motherfuckers. So just make sure y'all got y'all facts right before y'all put that shit out on a motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? Cause ain't no taking that shit back once you put some motherfucking snitch shit or some motherfucking fruity shit on a motherfucking name. Now you got a motherfucking sick cat and motherfucking accept the consequences for your actions. So all I'm saying is make sure y'all get the facts right. Now, when I was locked up in the penitentiary, I knew that BG was about to get out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I've been fucking with Cuz music ever since this nigga came out. You feel what I'm saying? He spit that gangster shit, he spit that street shit, I was feeling that shit. And not only that, when that nigga moved to Detroit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? My little cousin interviewed that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't got nothing to do with what he was accused of doing, but for the most part, man, look. That nigga ain't snitch on nobody though. I read all his cases, I read his appeals, I read all that shit on the motherfucking Lexus, cause we got access to that shit in the penitentiary. Now, if a motherfucking name ain't come up in nobody's paperwork on that LexisNexis or that Westlaw shit, you know what I'm saying? And you actually heard them and you actually read the transcripts, cause you can get the transcripts to court motherfucking files and all that shit. If you ain't motherfucking seen the question, the answer, their name and all that type of shit, that means that they didn't even testify, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the grand jury and all that shit, yeah, that's a private session and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you won't know what a motherfucker said in the grand jury because they don't even really let you see that type of shit unless you really file motions and all that type of shit to reveal that shit. So if y'all want to motherfucking see some transcripts from the grand jury, y'all gonna have to motherfucking dig deep into that shit, file motions, and get that motherfucking paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Because I know plenty of motherfuckers that went to the grand jury on me, and then they try to act like they ain't tell and this, and the third. But I got the paperwork because I know how to file motions and get that motherfucking shit. Me personally, I got all the motherfucking paperwork on everybody that snitched on me, from the grand jury to the suppression hearings and all the trial shit, all that shit. But from my observance and me reading shit thoroughly, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see nothing to where this nigga told on somebody and got a nigga time though. So I'm gonna have to be honest with that. On that tip though. Just because, you know what I'm saying, you get questioned and you motherfucking try to feel out the detective to see what they got on you, because they gonna question you. They interrogating you. So if you a smart motherfucker that know how to run reverse psychiatry on the motherfucking law, then you supposed to motherfucking, if you smart and you know that you're not going to incriminate yourself or somebody else, then you can motherfucking have a conversation with them. If you a dumbass nigga that don't know shit and you have a conversation with them, then you gonna trip up and say some shit that you ain't mean to say, and then they gonna hold that shit against you because they always tell you about your rights. Yeah, you got the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be held against you in a court of law. I done been read my rights a million times. You feel what I'm saying? So a motherfucker know that shit. But you also gotta be smart enough to run reverse psychiatry and have a conversation with them if you know that you're the target, you're the one that they're looking for, and you gotta motherfucking run reverse psychiatry. You gotta feel them out. You gotta ask them motherfuckers questions too. But you gotta ask them with aggression though. So when they ask you, where was you at this time? Where was you at that time? So you supposed to hit them with, where the fuck was you at that time? You ain't gonna give them no answer though. Like, oh, I was at home. So then they can be like, all right, well, do you got anybody that can corroborate that shit? Nigga, I ain't about to tell you shit. But I'm gonna ask you some motherfucking questions while your ass asking me questions. Cause I wanna know what type of evidence you got on me so I can prepare to fight this motherfucking case in a motherfucking couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers do talk to motherfucking detectives though when they get interrogated. But you're not giving them no information that's gonna incriminate you or anybody else. You know what I'm saying? But you gonna ask some questions though, like shit, man. You asking me, who the fuck is you to ask me all these motherfucking questions? I know and I ain't even charged with this shit yet. You ain't gonna be charged with that shit until after you done said a whole bunch of shit that incriminate yourself to somebody else. So my thing is, you just need to know the law, the process, and know the tricks of the government, the tricks of the state. Cause they gonna run that shit. They don't give a fuck about your reputation. They gonna try to motherfucking put that shit out there anyway, especially when you solid, and make up some shit. But they can't use that shit in motherfucking court if that shit ain't really true though. You feel what I'm saying? A motherfucker can say, oh man, he said this, he said that. The detective, this is what I'm talking about. The detective can say, he said this, he said that. But maybe you didn't say that though. Because I know motherfucking detectives that then got investigated for fabricating reports, man. And they do that shit, man. I ain't never had a co-defendant. So I had a co-defendant one time in the motherfucking penitentiary, but outside of that, I don't have co-defendants, man. I do all that shit my motherfucking self. I get caught for shit, I take the motherfucker, man, fuck it. I got caught with the gun, I got caught with the dope, I got caught smoking this nigga, I got caught stabbing this nigga to death. Fuck it, I did it. I'm the one that did it. When it comes, but I don't talk about what the fuck another motherfucker did at all. But it's strategies to all that shit when you trying to beat a motherfucking case too. So maybe a motherfucker can set some shit up like, all right, look, you gonna take the case, and then a motherfucker that taking the case, be like, man, look, I'm gonna make sure y'all is clear everything. So I want y'all to motherfucking say it was me. I mean, this type of shit do happen in certain situations in the street. Man, say it was me, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm taking the case anyway. Ain't nobody going down for this shit, cause it's all me. I'm taking the heat. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers do that, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all different type of strategies. And motherfuckers can't sit there and tell me like, everybody's so motherfucking solid, like they ain't gonna talk to the cops. All motherfuckers do is talk to cops. Motherfuckers get scared to go to jail. They get scared to leave their bitch. They get scared to leave their kids. So they get to talk, man, motherfuckers, all these motherfuckers that saying motherfuckers, they gonna tell though. Them motherfuckers is the ones that's gonna snitch. If you don't give a fuck about going to jail for the rest of your motherfucking life, or you don't want to go to jail for the rest of your motherfucking life, but when you in these streets, you already know what you signed up for. So it's a possibility that you gonna get charged with some shit, you going to jail, you ain't going home to that bitch, you ain't going home to them kids. So you gonna stand on that motherfucking shit like fuck it. If they got evidence on your ass, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you going to court. You gonna bail out, bond out, whatever, but you going to court. You gonna motherfucking try to get the best deal or whatever the fuck if you did it yourself. I can't speak on co-defendants and all that type of shit because I ain't never committed crimes with other niggas. So my name, me personally, ain't never gonna come up in no motherfucking shit. Cause if a motherfucking talking about motherfucking they want some smoke, nigga, I'll go smoke with myself. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm in a motherfucking gang and shit, I'll go smoke the motherfuckers myself. Because I ain't gonna tell on myself, and I'm gonna make sure I get the job done right, and I ain't gonna motherfucking get caught. Now, if I do crash out in front of everybody like I usually be doing, you know what I'm saying? Because I smoke motherfuckers in front of 100 motherfuckers, and I done that shit on more than one occasion. You know what I'm saying? And I done had dozens of people come to court like, man, he did it. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? I still fight that shit. But in my opinion, in facts though, I know that they be fabricating shit. Now, That's when it comes to the state. That's when it comes to the Fed. That's when it comes to law enforcement, period, man. Like, the motherfuckers just trying to book your ass. So they gonna do everything they can in their power to lock your motherfucking ass up. If they gotta fabricate a story and get that's their job, nigga. That's their fucking job. So I don't know what to tell y'all motherfuckers. All I know is, I don't think that nigga told on nobody. I don't think that nigga snitched. Cause I ain't seen no real paperwork to corroborate that shit. I ain't seen him get on the stand and point nobody out like, man, if it was his gun, or any of that shit. And if they had that plan, that's their business though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanna motherfucking try to counsel a nigga and expose fake shit though. Expose the real rats and do something to them motherfuckers if y'all feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just hate on a motherfucker because a motherfucker is shining like a motherfucker and handling their business. They want to rise to the top and y'all want them motherfuckers to fall. That's some hater shit. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be a hater and motherfucking down a motherfucker because you don't want to see them rise to the top. I mean, what? Make it make sense, cuz. Make it make motherfucking sense. That means that you got a sickness of the hater disease. You know what I'm saying? Niggas coming home from the motherfucking penitentiary. They've been belling on the yard, walking the main line amongst killers. Real live niggas that's bodying 20, 30 motherfuckers, 5 niggas, 2 niggas, whatever. These are real live killers with nothing to lose. And when we in prison, we don't respect snitches. We don't respect motherfucking sex offenders, motherfucking child molesters. None of that shit, man. We be on their hat. And when we get paperwork on a motherfucker, and that's what we do when we motherfucking meet a motherfucking prison. We run that paperwork like, who the fuck am I talking to? You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker can act tough and say all the shit they want. But that motherfucking paperwork don't lie, nigga. So on the yard, we get that nigga's paperwork before we even fuck with him like that. You can't just act like you hard, nigga. I was a gang leader, so I got all these motherfuckers paperwork. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't no paperwork on you, cool, like. You know what I'm saying? I want to see everything. Ain't no motherfucking snitch ass niggas, no fruity ass niggas gonna be hanging with the clip, nigga. So all I'm saying is, make sure y'all read that shit thoroughly and understand what you're reading and understand the tricks of the motherfucking state, man. And if a motherfucker didn't get on that stand and point a motherfucker out and give the motherfucking police all the information that they need to convict somebody, they ain't no rat. Y'all motherfuckers don't even know what a rat is, though. Like, a rat, let me just go ahead and give y'all the definition of a rat. A rat is a person that give law enforcement information to get another motherfucker convicted. Period, point blank. It ain't no motherfucking in between. If you talk to the police and you say, this nigga did this and this nigga did that, and you point them out, you a snitch. If you motherfucking ask the motherfucking cops, like, what the fuck do you know? And you get to asking them questions like they asking you questions, just because you talking to them don't mean that you a snitch. How many motherfuckers really go in there like, man, I ain't got shit to say. Where my lawyer at? You know what I'm saying? Now they got you red-handed, then hell yeah, nigga, I ain't got shit to say. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? Every motherfucking case I called, I did that shit. I got caught red-handed. I shot motherfuckers in front of hundreds of people. Broad daylight, on a busy ass street, all that shit. I done shot a motherfucker, and then only motherfucking 2 people could identify me. You know what I'm saying? I still ain't had no motherfucking statement for them and shit, because I don't be having co-defendants and shit. So me personally, I just be like, man, fuck it. I ask questions though, like shit, nigga, what y'all know? And most of the time, and all the time, they looking for me. They ain't trying to get me to tell on my co-defendant. Cause I ain't got nothing. I shot the niggas, I stabbed the niggas. I got caught with the dope. I got caught with the guns. I done been through all that. I act like I did, you know what I'm saying? I asked some questions and shit, try to fight that shit, get the best deal, strategy and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm innocent until proven guilty, you know what I'm saying? But I know I'm guilty. So, shit, I got a strategy. I ain't gonna tell motherfuckers my strategy and shit, but I got a strategy and shit. I would tell y'all motherfuckers my strategy personally and shit, but I ain't gonna say that shit in the motherfucking world so the motherfucking police can know my strategy, but man, just understand what y'all read, man. That's all I'm saying. Read that shit a few times. Take the hater bone out your body and motherfucking spit the real facts. Well, I'll run it back. Minute pennies, big racks. Stay strapped and don't never lack. Real drip, I'm a real crip. Real work and real fact. All I speak is real fact. Call the shots on the quarterback. Mafia. Just because a motherfucker got his name on a piece of paper don't mean he a snitch, dog. Like, I hate snitches. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I hate snitches. That's public. I hate motherfuckers that point motherfuckers out and say they did this, and the third. Get a prosecution everything that they need to convict a motherfucker. That's what a snitch is. A snitch ain't a motherfucker that go in the motherfucking interrogation room and motherfucking play mind games and try to mind fuck the motherfucking detective. Because if you smart, you know how to win that motherfucking conversation. And that shit gonna be documented. But every word that you said might not be real because they fabricated that shit. So all I'm saying is, understand what y'all reading before y'all make a judgment and shit. Read that shit thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is coming home from the motherfucking pen. Real niggas. And motherfuckers don't like that shit because real niggas that's coming home from the pen that's rapping and shit, they real niggas. You know what I'm saying? Them ones that's gonna change the game. Including my motherfucking self. I just did 15 in the pen. I shot the nigga, I committed the crime, I did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't made no statements and shit. You know what I'm saying? Feds came and got me. You know what I'm saying? Took me back to Ohio. I ain't got no, but I'm the only motherfucker they looking for. I hate snitching. So you gonna hear that shit. Paperwork challenge, I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? Cause ain't no motherfucking paperwork on Chaos Loc, nigga. Period. Cause I handle my business by my motherfucking self. But shout out to all the motherfucking real niggas that's locked up in the pen behind a motherfucking snitch, nigga. And fuck all the motherfucking soft ass motherfuckers that don't understand street shit. Cause street niggas gonna be street niggas. You know what I'm saying? You can take a nigga out the streets, but you can't take the streets out of a nigga. So I might not be in the streets, but the streets is in me. You know what I'm saying? So only real motherfuckers, not no entertainers, you know what I'm saying, that fake shit, gonna motherfucking dictate how shit gonna go. Cause only thing a fake motherfucker or entertainer is doing is sitting on the sideline hating on a real nigga because they don't want to see real niggas eat. The whole motherfucking industry is full of rats, nigga, and full of haters. You feel what I'm saying? Chaos Loc signing off with this motherfucker, man. East Coast motherfucking Mafia, nigga.